video would be easier rather than trying to type out what to do. It's possibly easier to see it. There are 3 things really which might be helpful for you. First one is a reference manager. So I use Zotero, which is free, really popular. So Zotero.org. You can download it for Windows or for Mac. I seem to think you've got a Mac. And you need to add in the connector and plugin for your browser. Mine's in Chrome, but there are other browsers too. How it basically works is when you found an article, web page, whatever that you like, let's pull one up. Let's go for baboon behavior. That sounds cool. Let's go for a newer one. So you find a paper you like, you want to cite that paper. There'll be a button up here, or you may have to add it through your plugin options. And that saves the paper to my library, or I can save it to particular folders I've got. That adds it into Zotero, your Zotero library. So these are all the papers that I've added ever, where I can like subcategorize them here. This allows me to, in the future, just double click and pull up the paper so I don't have to search for it again. But it also pulls all of the information. So it knows the title, it knows the authors, the year, the journal, etc., etc. Zotero integrates into Microsoft Word. So you've got a tab here, you might have to add it manually, and you can add individual buttons up here. So I'm going to add a citation. This is the first one in this document, so it asks what citation style I want. You can have every style possible. You can make your own styles. I'm just going to go for Harvard with titles. And now if I want to add that paper in, click this button, type in any word to do for paper, and it should come up. Bam, it's added. I can then add the bibliography, the reference list at the end. As you can see, that's kind of the correct format that I'm after. If I want to update this citation by adding something else in, let's go for any other behavior paper. Yeah, that's fine. Add that in, updates it, adds it to the list. Similarly, if I were to add a paper earlier on, does the same. So really automated, really useful. I say 95% of the time or more, the references it produces down here are correct. Occasionally it pulls the information slightly incorrectly. So it's worth having a quick skim to double check if you think it really matters. Cool. So that's Zotero, and I can help you with that if you get stuck on the setup. It can be a bit fiddly to get going, but once it works, it's super smooth. The next thing that might be useful is the style functions in MS Word. These are my own styles I've developed, and you have to make them if you want them to be different than the default ones and add a new template into kind of like the directory for Microsoft Word. Again, a bit fiddly if you don't know how to do it. I haven't done it before, but I can help, or there's loads of guys online. So if I have a heading here, let's say I go straight ahead and want to write my method section. Cool, but then I decide, oh no, I need to do an introduction first. So method is currently number 1. Put a new section up here, and it automatically updates the section numbers. Then this one can be references. So then there are lots of subsections you can add. So you've got different levels, 1.1, 1.1.1, etc. So I can add a new heading of hello. I can add a subheading of again, and the same thing. If I add a new subheading here, it updates all the numbers. So that's gone from 1.1.1 to 1.2.1, etc. Another feature this has is it allows you to clap sections, so I can say I don't want to look at my introduction right now, and it just minimizes it and hides it away, and you can just open it up again. If you press Control and F, or whatever the equivalent is on Mac, that's like your normal search, word search thing, but if you go across here to headings, you can see all your sections and you can jump between them. So really easy. If you've got like a 50-page document, you can just bounce quickly to a section you want. And you can also move them around on here. So if I wanted to change the order of my intro method, I can click and drag this down to here, and it changes it across the entire document. So again, really easy. It just keeps the numbering correct, makes it easy for you to manage everything. The next thing, final thing, are figure captions. So if I want to insert a figure or indeed a table, let's just get some from okay, let's have some cows. So I want to put a figure of some cows in. I right click it, insert caption. Figure 1, great. I want it to be a figure. If it was a table, I click table. And I can just enter whatever I want it to be called, cows eating. I can select do this below or above the item. Great. And then if I were to write about something in relation to that, cows like to eat, I go references up here, cross-reference, and I can see all my figures, tables, equations, etc. listed. Only one right now, of course. I only want the label of a number, not the entire caption. Select one I want, insert, and it puts it into the text. So that's now permanently linked. That's figure 1 and that is figure 1. If I were to put something in earlier, so insert a new figure, picture, let's say I want a graph, graphs. Again, I'm going to insert a figure caption. And you can see this is figure 1. That's now become figure 2. It automatically updates them. You'll see that this hasn't updated straight away. Sometimes it refreshes periodically. Sometimes you just need to click update field. But it is still linked. So again, it just keeps everything coherent. I see loads of stuff where like the figure numbers and the figure captions don't all match up. That's about it. Hopefully it's all useful. Have a play around. I tried not to bore you with too much detail, but maybe there's not enough.